Today, we're getting started with the dramatic cuts in oil production announced by OPEC and its partners, including Russia, and we're breaking down what it all means for you. The group announcing yesterday they'll slash output by 2 million barrels a day.
That action is expected to send gas prices higher after weeks of decline, and it's sparking immediate new concerns about inflation. This morning, the White House is blasting the move, and we have full coverage right now, starting with NBC News correspondent Emily Ikeda, and what this means for consumers.
After a year of tumultuous gas prices, signs today pain at the pump could worsen as some of the world's top oil producers, including Saudi Arabia and Russia, promise deep cuts to output. OPEC Plus announced it will slash production by 2 million barrels per day to spur a recovery in crude prices. The White House calling the decision short-sighted.
We are providing security, stability to the energy markets.
The move defying an aggressive push from President Biden to keep fuel flowing, even visiting Saudi Arabia this summer to convince them to increase oil production. With midterms just weeks away, higher energy prices could be a blow to Democrats and undo months of steadily dropping costs at the pump in most areas of the country.
Talk to me about the timing of the cuts.
The barrels that are going to be cut will be cut in November. But what it means also is higher prices for drivers, higher prices for heating, higher prices for holiday travel.
In parts of California, gas prices are already topping $7 a gallon.
I got to go to where I'm going, so I got to pay it, but I'm not happy about it.
And across the country in Massachusetts, Scott McFarlane has been in the heating oil business for more than 50 years. He says customers should be prepared to pay more as temperatures there fall.
The timing is awful for us. It's going to be a tough winter for everybody, the consumers and anybody in business.
Adding insult to injury for families already struggling with soaring inflation. Emily Ikeda, NBC News, New York.
For more, let's bring in NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Ali Rafa and the head of petroleum analysis at Gas Buddy, Patrick DeHaan. Ali, I'll start with you. A last-ditch effort by the White House to convince OPEC members to vote against a proposed production cut failed. How is the Biden administration responding, and how's it look for them?
Yeah, good morning, Savannah. Well, the White House chose its words pretty carefully when this news dropped yesterday, saying that President Biden was disappointed in the short-sightedness of this decision by OPEC. And that's a pretty tame response considering the timing of all of this. Remember, it was just back in July when President Biden was visiting Saudi Arabia asking for the exact opposite of this, asking for more oil to be entered into the market. He said publicly that he's concerned about how this will affect the global economy, global markets as a whole, especially with relationships between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia, the U.S. and Russia, even more fragile. So this is something he's been trying to avoid for months. So in response to this yesterday, the White House saying that they're doing really all they can do at the moment. They're releasing more oil supply from the U.S.'s strategic petroleum reserves to try to offset these cuts that are expected to start in November. They're also saying that they would like to start these discussions with Congress about any sort of legislation that could be put in place to prevent this from happening. And they're also just promoting as a whole this need that they say is urgent for the United States to be more energy independent. But in general, the timing of this really could not be worse for the president and his party, Savannah.
Absolutely. Patrick, let's bring you in here to answer the really important stuff, which is what does this mean for anybody at home, anybody with a car? I mean, the national average gas prices back down to $3.87 this morning. That's, of course, after it hit a high of over $5 a gallon earlier this year. We have slowly been seeing an uptick in prices even before this decision came out. But I mean, what's this going to look like? How long will it take for this particular cut to trickle down to gas stations across the country?
Well, we've already seen this anticipated for the last week in oil markets. Oil prices have already rallied some $10 a barrel over the last week. And so conceivably, it's already hitting motorists in some areas, especially the South. We saw prices jumping in Dallas, Fort Worth. The East Coast, the Northeast are starting to see this play out. It's going to mean an impact of roughly 10 to 30 cents a gallon on consumers. But for those in hard-hit areas where prices have recently surged, such as California, the West Coast, and the Great Lakes, the increase, or I should say the 10 to 30 cent jump, is not going to be direct at the pump, rather because of refinery improvements in those areas where prices have spiked. Prices will fall, but by not as much because of this production cut.
All right. right, so a little tiny bit of nugget of good news in there, maybe not so bad. Ali, now Russia is among the countries who pushed for the cut. This, as you mentioned, also comes right before the midterms. You said bad timing for the president, but what exact impact do you think this could have at the ballot box? Do you see it doing anything?
Yeah, well, as Emily said in the package you played at the top there, this is really adding insult to injury to so many Americans who are planning to vote in the midterm elections just 5 weeks away now. And inflation and the economy are two issues that poll after poll show are top of mind for voters as they feel this pain in their pockets ahead of the midterm elections. This is something, these two issues that Republicans have tried to hit Democrats on. So the more that this really progresses, and depending on how much prices surge, this is just something that Democrats don't want to be attached to, don't want their name on in general, Savannah.
Ali Rafa and Patrick Duhan, thanks for kicking us off this morning. Appreciate it.
And now we turn to Florida and the recovery from Hurricane Ian. And yesterday, President Biden and his political rival, Ron DeSantis, gave the nation an image of unity in the midst of devastation. Biden met with DeSantis, a potential 2024 presidential opponent, in Fort Myers. The two put their political differences aside, touring the hardest hit areas and meeting with people who lost everything. Biden promised the people of Southwest Florida that the federal government is with them in their long road to recovery.
We have one job and only one job, and that's to make sure the people of Florida get everything that they need to thoroughly recover.
Meanwhile, the death toll continues to rise, and the estimated cost from Ian is soaring into the billions. NBC News correspondent Jesse Kirsch joins us now from Fort Myers Beach. Good morning, Jesse. So to just jump in, Biden and DeSantis are working together now and have acknowledged that it will be a long road to recovery. And as I just said, that cost from the storm is rising into the billions, and it's going to take a lot to rebuild towns and roads and power grids. So what exactly did the two say about working together for what seems to be the long haul?
Yeah, and going back to even before Hurricane Ian made landfall in the U.S. and Clay, they both made clear, echoing the sentiment that they have been in lockstep with each other. We've already seen the federal government, by authorization of the president, extending the amount of time that the federal government will be paying for debris removal here. And that is a huge help, because that is something that is needed to be taken out of the way for much of the other cleanup to be done. I was talking with an electrical company here yesterday, one of the utilities who is providing power and trying to restore power for so many, and they talked about how with debris on top of downed equipment, that extends how long it takes for them to get power back online. So if they're getting support with funding in this part of the state to be able to get that debris out of the way, that will definitely help with easing the burden of cost, because this is going to be years long, is what the president said about the rebuilding. And we know that it's going to take the better part of this month, according to the governor, just to build a temporary bridge to one of the cutoff islands here. So you can imagine how long it will take to get a full bridge redone there.
Yeah, Jesse, I mean, the devastation is so large. I know you've been there for quite some time. What's the situation like in Fort Myers Beach this morning, and what are you hearing from people after President Biden's visit?
Yeah, unfortunately, frankly, it is still a mess here. Right across the street from where we are, there is a boat probably 30, 40 feet long with a car underneath it. The president's motorcade drove past that on the way in and on the way out here. So those are the scenes that the president of the United States has seen. At the same time, we know more people are getting power. We know that there's been a lot of water and food distributed, according to officials. And we've seen power crews out here working to fix poles and lines that have been down. So the road to recovery is moving along here, and not where I am now, but a neighboring county, Collier County, is returning to school this morning. So that is promising for the kids in these communities who have obviously had to put pause on the start of the school year. So things are slowly moving back to normal. We know close to 100,000 structures have been checked, according to the governor. But obviously, rescue and recovery efforts are ongoing in addition to all of this rebuilding. A lot still to be done here.
For sure. And Jesse, earlier you mentioned those islands that have been cut off. I'm mindful that the Florida Department of Transportation finished a temporary land bridge to Pine Island. That island was cut off by Hurricane Ian, and they finished that bridge yesterday, which is 2 days ahead of schedule. What's the next step in recovery there, and also other cut-off areas like Sanibel Island that you alluded to, where the causeway was partially destroyed? What's it looking like?
Yes. Yeah, so we know that personnel, according to the governor, are moving onto Pine Island. The governor said by the end of the day yesterday, residents should have been able to get over there as well. But then we asked the sheriff about it here, and they said that decision would be up to the governor. So trying to get some clarity on if residents are being able to move over there. We're trying to get onto Pine Island to see for ourselves what it looks like over there right now. As for Sanibel Island, the governor says a bridge to there should be operational by the end of October. And again, that would be a temporary fix, not a long-term fix, because as you're seeing right there, that bridge in some parts is completely wiped out. Water is going right through both sides of its in clay.
Yeah, and end of October, while soon, is still some ways away. Jesse, thanks for those updates.
And now let's get a check on your morning news now weather.
Meteorologist Bill Cairns joins us now. Good morning, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, good morning. Great to see you guys. And, it's great to see the sunshine in the Northeast finally. The remnants and ghost of Ian, if you want to call it that, it turned into like a nor'easter. It plagued this region for like 6 straight days. People haven't seen the sun. The grass is like 10 feet long. We have to mow it because it's just, we haven't had a chance because it's been so wet. And now it's finally exiting. So this is kind of the day that everything improves. So here's the weather pattern, and just enjoy it. It's not going to last forever. You got like 2 days of this from Roanoke to Richmond to Raleigh to D.C. to Baltimore to New York, Hartford, and Boston. Everyone today is pretty warm, especially considering how cold it's been lately. And in 70s is just going to feel fantastic. So get outside this afternoon before that sun sets early this evening, because that cold air, unfortunately, is coming down from Canada this weekend. Big temperature drop as we go through the Great Lakes tomorrow. Chicago drops about 53 for your high. There's even a chance we're going to see some snowflakes this weekend in the northern portions of the Great Lakes. Marquette only 43. And then that cold front and the cool air sweeps through the Northeast as we go through Friday. So Saturday is going to be very chilly and windy throughout the Northeast. Highs only in the 50s, and that's with full sunshine. And we're going to have a very cold Sunday morning. We'll have frost and freezes in many areas to end the growing season in northern New England. And if you have those early soccer games or football games, it's going to be chilly. You're going to have to get that hot cocoa and hot coffee. You're going to need it. So for today's forecast, much of the country is dry. That's fantastic. No problems on the West Coast. Southern half of the nation looks good. But here comes that cold shot as we go through the weekend. That autumn chill starts in the Great Lakes, and then it makes its way through to the East Coast by Saturday. Also, our friends in New Mexico, you're probably the only rainy spot in the entire country. It's a very dry weekend, and we start our roller coaster temperatures as we go through fall.
All right, Bill. We love, love, love Michelle, but I mean, you did just bring us the sunshine.
I was going to say,
Bill.
We'll take some dryness.
Good to see you.
That's all me. All me.
And now to some breaking news in Thailand this morning, and a warning: the following images are distressing. Police say at least 36 people have been killed in a gun and knife attack on a daycare center northeast of the country. More than 20 children are said to be among the victims, some as young as 2 years old. Authorities say the gunman, identified as a former policeman, later took his own life. We'll have more developments on this story later in the show.
Oh, just heartbreaking. And now let's get to the latest in North Korea. Tensions are continuing to rise after the regime fired more missiles into the waters off its eastern coast. That's after that provocative launch over Japan that led the U.S. to redeploy an aircraft carrier to the region. NBC News foreign correspondent Janice Mackey-Freyer joins us now with the very latest. Hey, Janice, good morning.
Good morning. It's now 6 launches in 12 days by North Korea. And now we're learning that 12 North Korean fighter jets and bombers were staging air-to-surface firing drills today. South Korea sent up 30 aircraft in response. It comes as the U.S. is now holding trilateral military exercises with South Korea and Japan, and tension around the Korean peninsula edges higher.
This morning, as missiles fly and tensions flare, the American aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan and its strike group moving into waters around the Korean peninsula, prompting North Korea to fire another 2 missiles, what Pyongyang called counteraction, in a statement blaming the U.S. for posing a serious threat. It all comes a day after the U.S. and South Korea fired surface-to-surface missiles as deterrents, though one failed and sparked panic of a North Korean attack, in what is now the most hostile escalation here in 5 years.
If they continue down this road, it will only increase the condemnation, increase the isolation, increase the steps that are taken in response to their actions.
North Korea's testing blitz, 24 missiles so far this year, is a sign the regime is intensifying its weapons program. On Tuesday, sending an intermediate-range ballistic missile right over Japan, soaring 2,800 miles and triggering alarms for millions to take cover. The pace of testing also reminiscent of 2017, when Kim Jong-un last did a nuclear test. U.S. officials expect another to happen soon. This satellite imagery, according to Maxar, shows that North Korea is doing construction and restoring tunnels at its main nuclear site at Pyongyang, the same one they claim to have destroyed in 2018 during short-lived diplomacy with then-President Trump. An emergency UN Security Council meeting yielded little, beyond accusations that China and Russia, who hold veto power, are blocking discussion and protecting North Korea from stronger sanctions.
As has been the case with past military displays by North Korea, timing and context matter to Kim Jong-un. But the sense is a seventh nuclear test could be imminent, possibly after China holds its key Communist Party Congress here in a couple of weeks and before the midterm elections in the U.S. Savannah.
All right, Janice, thank you so much.
And now to that picture-perfect SpaceX rocket launch, lifting off from the Kennedy Space Center yesterday. But the mission comes with some tension. NBC News correspondent Tom Costello has more.
Could not have been a better launch from the Kennedy Space Center, and now the SpaceX Crew 5 is on its way to the International Space Station. The 4 crew members on board will be on the station for 5 months. Meantime, a huge headline from here at the Kennedy Space Center, with Russia now recommitting to the space station. Yet again, a perfect blue sky launch as SpaceX carries its 5th crew to the International Space Station, with its trademarked maneuver landing the rocket booster back on a barge in the Atlantic to reuse once again. On board, Commander Nicole Mann, a Marine fighter pilot and the first Native American woman in space, Navy pilot Josh Cassada, Japanese astronaut Koichi Wakata, and Russian cosmonaut Anna Kikina, the first Russian on a U.S. spacecraft in 20 years, who told me in Houston that she and her crewmates don't talk about the war in Ukraine or Russia's nuclear threats.
We were focusing on our common, unique, single aim. And we had not a time for something else.
But as Russian cosmonauts flew a Soviet flag in space, the head of the Russian Space Agency said Russia would soon leave the space station and build its own. He has since been replaced. Then today, another top Russian space official seemed to reverse course. How long will you be a partner with the international partners in this program?
We start to cooperate, as I said, many years ago, more than 40 years ago, and we will continue our cooperation as long as I can imagine.
Suggesting continued cooperation, former cosmonaut Sergei Krikalev was asked if he was trying to ease tensions and turn down the temperature with NASA.
Answer is yes. We understand that it makes sense to keep flying because this excellent infrastructure that built in space can be used for humanity.
Though Krikalev told me off camera that he's not speaking for the Kremlin. NASA hopes to keep flying the station with Russia until 2030. Meantime, NASA's Artemis lunar rocket, you may recall the uncrewed mission to the moon was scrubbed back in August because of a problem with the hydrogen fuel line. Then in September, Hurricane Ian came along. They had to move the rocket stack into this building behind me. And now NASA says they probably will try again in mid-November. Back to you.
Tom, thanks so much.
Very exciting.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.